guys, welcome to Gotham Sports 360, bringing you New York City's latest sports news entertainment. I'm Ashley Nguido.
And I'm Julia Joseph, and here are the latest top stories. Sarah Thomas has been officiating football games since 1996, and now in 2015, she will be the first permanent female official that the NFL has ever hired. Thomas became the first woman to officiate an NCAA college game in 2007. And she was also the first woman to officiate a college bowl game in 2009. She has spent the last 2 years training with the NFL and has experience working New Orleans Saints practices and Indianapolis Colts minicamp. Thomas says she didn't set out to be the first or a pioneer, but that she will embrace it if it happens. This is certainly welcome news after a tumultuous 2014 for the NFL and its female fans. But already some players are questioning the NFL's motives. Jacksonville defensive tackle Sindaric Marks compared the hire to the Michael Sam situation and insinuated that the NFL only cares about monopolizing publicity. Marks said he has no problem with Thomas and that he hopes that she will be a success. Speaking of women in the sports business, Gotham Sports 360 anchor Ashley Nguido had a chance to interview last year the founding and managing editor of thefootballgirl.com, Melissa Jacobs. Let's take a look at what she has to say.
Hey guys, welcome back to Gotham Sports 360. This is Ashley Nguido, and I'm sitting down with Melissa Jacobs. And Melissa is actually the managing editor and founder of thefootballgirl.com. She worked with ESPN in Bristol, Connecticut, producing national radio shows and created their talent production department for the television sector. Also in that role, she was able to book guests and produce segments for shows like SportsCenter, NFL Live, and Outside the Lines, winning 2 Emmys for her work.
I was actually more probably of a baseball fan of San Francisco Giants growing up. I mean, I kept box scores. I listened to like every game on the radio. I would save up my money and go to any game that I could. I loved being at Candlestick Park. Even, in high school that I wanted to do something in sports, but it was definitely something I was at least going to, work in some profession and spend all my money going to games. Going from basically being like a fangirl to then, covering athletes. That's sort of whether you're male or female. That was like it wasn't a lesson. It was pretty logical, Suddenly you're not a fan of these people anymore. Suddenly they're people you're covering and you view them in a completely different light. I would say my fandom for both teams almost, evaporated immediately because it has to when you're doing that job. However, there are some people that, wind up probably failing that don't, take off the fan mask. So yeah, that's just very important, especially when you're starting out and you're young and you're female. I felt pretty good about sort of where my career was at, and I wanted to be entrepreneurial. I knew there were lots of sites up there the Big Lead and like Kissing Susie Colbert and random things, random sites like that aren't so random that had been succeeding and making money. And the NFL in 2009 and even more so today had really been marketing to women. Yes. I think they do a much better job today than they did in 2009. Women's apparel was the fastest growing ancillary business. So I thought from a content standpoint, I could kind of mimic them. So that's what I did. I wanted to take, especially, the X's and O's standpoint. They had only really done a lot of, football 101 for women. And I wanted to sort of take it beyond that and provide, just my own voice and some contributors' voices and just sort of a comfortable place where women could come, but not, I was very strategic about, not be intimidated. And also I was strategic in not excluding men. I thought, because there's not really a point to exclude 54% of the NFL audience. We have a good combination of education stuff, things that are, kind of more entertainment driven, but then we have, analysis, we have player interviews and fantasy. So, and some more hardcore stuff, if you will. So, I've been very strategic about that. A week ago from Thursday, the Thursday before Thanksgiving, we were a Jeopardy question or answer.
Oh,
And it was
I saw that on your
you
Twitter.
did?
Yes,
Okay.
I saw it on
Which I
Twitter.
know it's not like actually probably the thing I'm most proud of, but it was like the coolest thing. I mean, from a like actual career, like things that I, you know, specifically did. I mean, I would say creating the talent producer department at ESPN was something I'm very proud of, because it was just sort of, you know, an idea, and I took it to an executive. I was definitely nervous, but I had it like very well, you know, mapped out, you know, sort of the short-term plan of that, which was just going to be me. They didn't have that at ESPN before. They just sort of had producers of specific shows, like booking writers, booking beat writers. And I kind of came in and I'm like, what if we have people who specifically did this job, and we worked on, you know, every show, and we got the actual newsmakers, we got the people we're talking about, the players, the coaches, the, you know, whomever. We want to get to the heart of the story, and we can advance every story there versus just react to it. I'm very proud of that, because I can actually see the improvement in shows across the board. And I mean, now it's, you know, it's so much more sophisticated, even the, you know, databases they use and things, but I feel like, you know, I had a little part in, you know, improving the guest lists on, you know, most ESPN shows. My hope would be that women are taken more seriously from an X's and O's standpoint. I mean, there are a lot of reporters, there's a lot of sideline reporters. I mean, Michelle Tafoya is somebody who I know for a fact has you know, knows the NFL inside and out, you know, X's and O's wise. And she's a great sideline reporter, but I'm kind of like, I wonder how she'd be in the booth. I want to see women like her in the booth. I want, you know, women to have a voice in, you know, all pregame shows where, you know, you're analyzing every game. There's no reason, you know, there's enough women out there at this point, I think, that can serve that role. Anita Marks, actually, in a local New York product, she does that for, this was actually sort of a, you know, trailblazing thing for the what is it called, the other pregame show on CBS. You know, she's on there giving fantasy advice and, you know, making predictions and whatnot. So I mean, that's like the only example I can think of. But I think more Anita Marks is out there doing that is definitely, you know, what I'm hoping the future holds.
You can check out Melissa Jacobs' website, thefootballgirl.com, or follow her on Twitter at thefootballgirl.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Gotham Sports 360. I'm Julia Joseph.
And I am your cutoff tee correspondent, Matt Marin.
Inspired by ESPN's 30 for 30, Broke, and several other articles written on pro athletes' financial hardships post-retirement, here's a special report.
A lot of sports shows ask the question about former athletes, where are they now? At Gotham Sports 360, we ask, guess who's broke now?
So did you know that a lot of pro NFL athletes go broke a couple years after retirement?
Yes. Would you be surprised if I told you that former athletes who made millions of dollars in their career shortly after would go broke?
No, I'm not surprised.
So why do you think they end up going broke?
I don't think that they're spending their money wisely.
Living outside of their means.
Uneducated about how to spend their money and save their money.
I mean, you're a sports fan, so I'm sure you've heard of former athletes going broke shortly after their career ends.
O.J. Simpson and a couple other people.
O.J. Simpson for more obvious reasons than some of the others, I guess.
Because they have poor management skills, and instead of going to school, they got scholarships going, you know.
Fancy cars, big house.
Having 6 kids by 5 different women.
That too, yeah, true, very true. You just reminded me of Travis Henry, I guess.
Travis Henry, there you go. Travis Henry.
Money goes very quickly through their hands, particularly if you got used to the lavish lifestyle.
Football players go and spend all their money at parties and clubs and impressing everyone, where the baseball players try to save and they get their hurt elbows and the broken wrist or the sprained wrist, so they try to save for the futures.
Okay, so football players don't get hurt as much as baseball players?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. I'm gonna give you some hints and you can tell me who this NFL athlete is, okay?
Our first question, what former NFL player was working for the NFL Network but got fired after soliciting a prostitute?
Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp, he got it right, Warren Sapp.
He spent his first 5 seasons with the Tennessee Titans. He earned NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. He was 2 Pro Bowl selections, and he played for Texas. He went broke. No? Vince Young.
Hey, here's another question. What former #1 pick of the NFL draft played for the Oakland Raiders briefly before going completely broke?
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell. I didn't even have to say ballooned up to 300 pounds. He already knew it.
But I don't know who.
Deuce.
Hollister, oh yeah.
Would you be surprised if I told you at one point Dan Marino had gone broke?
No, I would not be.
You would not. All that Ace Ventura money, where did it go? Andre Rison, former Pro Bowl wide receiver, went broke after his career after making bad investments. He had child support payments and went broke after his ex-girlfriend completely burned down his house.
Oh, wow. That sucks.
I'm a fire marshal.
You're a fire marshal. To burn down your ex-boyfriend's house.
I don't know. A lot. He really had to piss me off.
Being that I work for the government, make sure that the U.S. Fire Administration, the laws are applied, and she's been away for many years.
So, let me give you something to think about.
Most people refer to this guy as the greatest quarterback of all time, even though he never won a Super Bowl.
Dan Marino.
He got it.
Can you think of any ex-boyfriends right now who have pissed you off enough that you would want to burn down their house if given the opportunity?
I guess, yeah.
Is the answer yes, but you don't want to say it on camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
He played for the Oakland Raiders a couple years. I
don't know much about his.
It's okay. Are you a sports fan?
Can you think of any former athletes that you know that you think might be broke after their careers have ended?
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson did go broke, yes.
Did you know athletes go broke immediately after retirement? Thank you so much. Well, that does it for our special NFL edition of Guess Who's Broke Now.
Thank you guys for watching, and I have never had my house burned down by an ex-girlfriend, thankfully, but I am still broke.
Well, thanks for that, and we'll send this back to the studio with Ashley. I'm Julia Joseph.
And I am your cutoff tea correspondent, Matt Marin.
This was Guess Who's Broke Now.
Thanks, Julia. It just sounds like some people just need to get their together. Well, tonight in the studio, I do have Vinny Catalano, who is the president and global investment strategist with Blue Marble Research, an investment strategy and asset management firm. Vinny, welcome to Gotham Sports 360. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Recent reports came out about 16% or 1 in 6 retired NFL players actually end up becoming bankrupt. I mean, they end up being like dead broke and selling their Super Bowl rings, and it's quite sad, really. In regards to some of the mistakes that they've made, why do you think that is the case?
I think that the problem is that they don't look at it for what it is, which is a very compressed time period in which you make a lot of money over a very short period of time, and what you have to do is figure, okay, given that and given the guarantees and everything else that I get, let me park some of that money someplace safe. If I'm living in the moment, I'm spending, I'm enjoying, and then in the end, if you're ready to sell your Super Bowl ring, let me know. I might be interested. It's just common sense. You know, don't butt fumble away your future. Okay? Put the money someplace safe for a portion of it. And then the rest of the money, you want to go out and have a good time, go out and have a good time, spend, buy cars, do all of the other stuff, do whatever you're going to do.
You know, it seems like they want to spend it on these and hoes. I mean, do you think that's really a great investment?
Well, it might be a great investment for the night. Don't go for somebody that says, hey, you know, I got the latest, greatest, whatever. Take a portion of that money, put it aside, give it to a reputable organization, park it away, and then the rest of the money, and hoes and everything else that you want to do, go for it. Houses, cars, do the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, go and have fun. Enjoy yourself.
I feel like a lot of them don't get the right financial advice from them. I've met a couple of NFL players who are no longer in the NFL.
Yeah.
They always told me, they're like, you know, I'm not going to be a top player. I feel like, you know, there's going to be a point where I need to save. In choosing a financial advisor, what do you think that, you know, they should really look for? Just someone who's honest, you know, their
very
credentials?
straightforward. Boring, reputable organization.
Well, get a boring-ass guy in here to just manage my money.
Right, exactly. Go to some place, stable but boring. Give the money over. Realize that you are now in a different category financially, and they will treat you as such. Let the money be there. Put it in a trust fund, for goodness sakes, so that you can't even touch it, that somebody else can monitor it. You know, the key with investing is diversification. You put your eggs in different baskets.
Gotta do it.
You spread the thing around that way, so that this way, if the hammer comes down on one basket, it doesn't, and it smashes that one egg, it doesn't smash all the eggs. Go to the banker. You know, you can go to a brokerage firm or whatever, set the thing up, go to their private banking organizations within these major organizations, and they'll gladly take you $5-10 million.
There you
Let's say you
go.
got a guaranteed contract running out several years, okay? And you know you're going to get $20-30 million, and of that, 5-10, you take that guaranteed money, sock that guaranteed money away, do the other stuff for everything else that you want to do. Sleep at night. It's
It'd be
cool.
nice to sleep at night. Then
Sleep
they
at
can
night.
actually play well. What seriously do you think they should kind of invest in what areas?
Good investing principles start with the foundation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Got a
foundation.
good foundation.
Good foundation.
Sturdy.
Exactly. Real estate, stocks, bonds, all that kind. Make that foundation. Then build it on up from there. Find the other things. Maybe if you have a good advisor, you end up investing in a shopping center or something like that.
That's so unsexy.
It is.
And I know most players are like, a shopping mall. Like, why would I want that? They're going to go for like, oh, you know, I really want to invest in this new startup that may not, it's cool.
Well, that's cool. That's
It's
fine.
cool.
That's fine. But if you can generate extra cash cows,
Yeah.
if you can generate extra asset values, you know, so much the better. We're going to use a George Washington prop over here, okay?
Okay.
And this deals with money. So where we go, right here, money.
There you
all
go,
right?
money, guys.
All right.
Love
This
it,
is
love
what I
it.
want everybody, even the non-athletes, to do. I want you to take a dollar bill, put it on your refrigerator with a, you know, a little magnet, and every day I want you to walk past this dollar bill and say to it, "I love you,"
Oh, I got to do
and
that every
see
day.
what it says back to you. You know what it says back to you? Nothing, because it doesn't care about you.
Money
okay?
doesn't care, guys.
Money doesn't care. You have to take care of the money. You have to. It's a means to an end. It's a vehicle.
Can I just
You're
try
the
it?
pushing
Let's just try it. Let's try it. I love you. I love you.
Fuck you. In NFL, women are going to be falling all over you. You'll do lots of things. You go out to clubs, stuff like that. You can carry the gun in the pocket, shoot yourself in the leg if you want to.
Don't be doing that Aaron Hernandez guys.
Oh,
Look what
that's a little-
happened.
Yeah, that's bad news. No, I was
He
thinking
missed that 40 million up. Yep. Say you're in, you had a big contract when you came in, right?
Right.
Couple million.
And you squandered it.
Yeah, and you squandered it, and no one wants you on certain teams. Say you're like a Michael Vick or something. What can you do to get back on track?
Life after football, that's one thing. Tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. You're in a bad spot
Yeah.
now. You're just going to have to readjust. You're going to have to take a look. You're going to have to realize that what you have there is a changed set of circumstances. You're going from modest background to very wealthy. Now, if you are living the life and you're very wealthy and you squandered it, now there's a changed reality. And if there's one thing that people have a hard time with, and it isn't just athletes, it's everybody, it's recognizing and appreciating the changed reality. The best thing you can do is get to that point as quickly as possible, realize that if I'm here for a few more years and I'm making the minimum, then I ought to set what I can aside again. You know, maybe set myself up for life after, maybe set up a business.
I'm going to ask you one last question. We're going to be wrapping this up. Are you into football? Is that one of the sports that you are into?
Season ticket holder for the New York Jets. You know, I love football. That's my favorite sport.
Oh, me too. You and me are twinsies. I love it. Well, I think we're going to wrap this up. I really appreciate Vinny joining us today, and hopefully, you know, some of these cats will be able to take some of this advice, diversify. Don't be spending them on them and hoes. And hopefully they'll be able to plan for the future. All right?
Balance.
Again, this is Ashley with Gotham Sports 360 and Vinny Canelato as well. Thanks for joining us. Good night, guys.
New York City's professional ultimate team, the New York Rumble, is gearing up for their third season. Ultimate is a limited contact team sport that is played with a frisbee. It combines elements of football, soccer, and basketball. and it's grown significantly in popularity since it began in the late 1960s. There are over 5 million people that play Ultimate in the U.S., and that number continues to grow with the addition of high school and collegiate leagues. The MLU is one of 2 professional Ultimate leagues in the U.S. The New York Rumble will be opening the 2015 season versus the Boston Whitecaps on April 25th. Now, last season, the Rumble finished last in their division, but their coach, Anthony Nunez, acknowledges that injuries may have contributed to that. They are confident that this season they will be able to challenge all of the teams in the Eastern Conference because this season they have the distinction of having 2 world champions on the team. Sean Murray and Chris Gwinner represented the New York Rumble and Team USA at the World Championship of Beach Ultimate in Dubai this March. Sean Murray had an excellent showing at the World Championships. He led the team with 18 assists and 15 goals. He's excited to expand on the good chemistry he and Gwinner established in Dubai. Now, if you're interested in supporting the New York Rumble, their season tickets are on sale for $64. And if you can't make it to the games, the MLU will be broadcasting 4 New York Rumble games live this season. And all of their other games will be on the MLU YouTube channel shortly after they're played.
Big news for football fans, and especially Cleveland Brown fans. As you know, the Cleveland Browns have had 20 different quarterbacks over the last 15 years. Well, we spoke with a representative from the Cleveland Browns office, and this is what he had to say.
Tim Couch, Whedon, Spurgeon, Wynn, honestly anyone will do. Campbell, Hoyer, Jake Delhomme, seen some guys and I thought, oh my god, look at that arm, I hope you're not a big mistake, we'll sign you, wanna play, hey. Ken, Dorsey, Charlie, Fry, our team is kind of a big disgrace. Trent Dilfer, why oh why? I know Cleveland's a miserable place, but hey, here's a job, you'll be so bad, the fans will sob. Grab the football, lead this squad, you're barely good enough to be a backup. It's not gonna last forever. You will probably go down in flames. You'll be wishing it was over. All the fans will be in pain. Could have gone to some other teams and maybe won some games. But we just don't have a passer, and we have no shame. I know you're not very good, but we forfeit otherwise. So I guess that we'll start you. And then just close our eyes. Got a long list of sports writers. They'll say that we're insane, but we got a blank space, baby. So we'll write your name. Kelly, Holcomb, Colt McCoy, we really blew it with Brady Quinn, Jeff Garcia, oh boy. I don't know how we ever win, maybe we're just dumb, we once late, Luke McCown, wait, the worst is yet to come. Oh no. Bruce Gradkowski, Ty Detmer, what in the hell were we thinking? We once started Thad Lewis, keep you second guessing like, oh my god, who is he? Why do I root for this team? Derek Anderson had one good year, the next year he played bad, got hurt, and the fans cheered. It's not gonna last forever. You will probably go down in flames. You'll be wishing it was over. All the fans will be in pain. Could have gone to some other teams and maybe won some games. But we just don't have a passer, and we have no shame. I know you're not very good, but we forfeit otherwise. So I guess that will start you. And then just close our eyes. Got a long list of sports writers. They'll say that we're insane. We got a blank space, baby. So we'll write your name. Don't root for this team, it is torture. Don't say I didn't warn ya. Seneca Wallace, Doug Peterson, both dismissed. There's just one quarterback left for us to list. That's Johnny Manziel. Hey, he may not be that bad. He had one game where he played well, but then he entered rehab. Got a long list of free agents that we would love to grab, but we don't know what we're doing, and we never have, 'cause we're bad and we're hopeless. No one wants to play here. You must know that this will end your career. Now we just need someone willing, anyone we can obtain. We got a blank space, baby, and we'll write your name.
Hey, that's my car! Oh crap, guys, let's go, let's go! Come on, he's fat, we can outrun him! Jump on, kids! Get on, kids!
Still on the NFL, a federal district court judge has approved a settlement for over 5,000 former NFL players that accuse the NFL from hiding the risks and dangers of concussions. Some NFL retirees find this a major step towards ending the legal troubles the NFL has had in its league history. The settlement would essentially pay out $1 billion over 65 years. Sports agent Alan Walsh tweeted, "The concussion settlement payments spread out over 65 years represents 0.1% of NFL revenues." Let's go live now to our cutoff tee correspondent, Matt Marin, on his opinions on this topic. Matt?
If I don't look happy, it's because I'm not. $1 billion paid out over 65 years? Are you kidding me? That's $1 billion too much if you ask me. What, because of the long-term effects of concussions? I've had at least 3 or 4 concussions in my life, and I can honestly say I have not suffered any long-term effects. People pay to watch football games. They want to see big hits. Guys getting hit by other guys. Big guys getting hit by even bigger guys. What, they can't do it because of the long-term effects of concussion? I've had at least 3 or 4 concussions in my life, and I can honestly say I've not suffered any long-term effects. I want to see Troy Polamalu take off a quarterback's head. I don't care about this paying back the players because 0.1% of the revenue the NFL is going to make. What, because of the long-term effects of concussions? What long-term effects? I've had at least 3 or 4 concussions in my life. I can honestly say I have not suffered any long-term effects.
So, thanks for that, Matt. I really hope the NFL speeds up this payment because I don't think we have 65 years for that one.
Yeah, looks like you may need help with that one, Matt. But we love you nonetheless. That's it for our latest news updates. Remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr for our latest videos, posts, and updates at Gotham Sports 360. And you can follow me at Ash Guido, shown below.
And you can find me at Jules J Football. And you can follow our cutoff tee correspondent, Matt Marin, at Real Matt Marin.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the show, and you stay awesome, Gotham.
Good night.